Right.
How do you want to make it easy for them to do
Right.
business with you? And not having a website was that missing link. Hi, welcome to another episode of the MFP Show. I'm Brian Butkowski
Howard Ross.
of Marketing Firepower. So I want to talk a little bit about websites again and real life stories about people that maybe didn't know they needed a website, but once they had it, they didn't really know what they were missing, and now it's kind of invaluable to them.
Exactly.
So one of them, and you really helped engage this client. They were working on putting together. They're a painter. They're working on putting
Hmm.
together
Hmm.
a direct mail campaign, which we were doing a little bit of help for, doing some design works and different things, but without driving them to an entity that was theirs with their own website. We thought they were missing the boat, and that was something you really pushed. Can you speak to that a little bit?
I just thought if you're going to put a direct mail piece out there and you're looking to garner paint jobs, and people typically want to be able to go to a website to see what kind of jobs is this company doing? Do they look good? Are they indoor, outdoor, a combination thereof? What does this guy do? Am I going to book a painting job just based on a postcard? No, but that'll lead me down that road to discover what this company does, how they do it.
Right. And that's one where we can look at, it's almost a missing link. They actually had a pretty decent social media
Mhm, mhm.
presence. They had a Facebook page, Instagram page, great shots. These cameras that we have now on our phones are excellent. So there's some great videos, some
Mhm.
great shots, again, befores, afters, but they were only living on those other platforms, not somewhere necessarily. Again, maybe through some search, or if you gave people some work to do, they'd get there off of a postcard.
Yeah,
But if you present somebody with something, you really do, and it's one of the things that we'll talk about in other episodes as well, is calls to action. What is the goal you want them to do? What journey do you want to take them on?
right,
How do you want to make it easy for them to do
right.
business with you? And not having a website was that missing link. And we're glad that the client, saw the light,
Mhm.
came to be. It wasn't an extravagant website we put together for the company, but it did all of those things that you mentioned, Howard, and really, I think gives credibility.
Yeah,
You have that web address, that domain name, that .com,
mhm.
and again, it's their story. It's everything that they wanted to put on there. It's their best work,
Mhm.
their best reviews that they've
Right,
gotten, their
right,
testimonials. Something that we need to talk about more in some future episodes as well is
right,
testimonials.
right.
They tell everything. It's real social proof, not
Exactly,
just social
exactly.
media. But I thought it was a great win and a great success. Is there anything else you want to add on this particular project?
Well, when you talk about a guy that didn't really think he needed a website, he's getting daily leads. People are filling in the form to, "I want a quote," and it's not just sending an email. They're filling in a form. They're taking the time to fill out that form. You know what they want? They want that quote. Otherwise, they wouldn't take the time to fill out that form.
Right. And that goes back to the idea that it's also searchable. So people are probably finding
Yes.
him now outside of
Right.
whatever he's doing direct marketing.
Mhm.
There might be some search people that could find him. Again, especially it's localized. So that really helps as well. And the fact of the matter is, when I talked to him the other day, he's super busy. And we'd like to think that we helped him get there. And
Definitely.
he didn't know what he was missing
Right.
until it was put in front of him. And
Right.
now we're about a year into that.
Mhm.
And it's
It's been a
highly,
year already for him?
yes,
Wow.
it's
Oh, yeah,
highly
because he was
successful.
talking about coming into the slower winter months.
Right. And now I think he's booked up for months. So it's tremendous. These things really work when you put them into play and people see the light.
Yes,
Again, that whole
for sure.
idea of, hey, I don't think I need this. Well, again, we're not trying to spend somebody's money. I think anybody that knows me probably knows you. I don't want to sell marketing. I don't want to sell this stuff. And again, I'll say it every time. Our platform is, hey, use our MarketingFirePower.App to do some tremendous things. Obviously,
Mhm.
that's what we use for this client as
Right,
well, for his
right.
website, for his lead forms, all
Mhm.
of those things. You can do it yourself. You can have us do it with you, kind of as he has,
Right.
or we can do it for you, whatever that is. So we're not trying to sell this stuff because we're going to make money on it. We're trying to sell this as we can grow together with a client, help
Exactly.
them win, help them build their business, and
Mhm.
drive even further. So I thought that was a huge win. Again, we're a year in, and all I can say is he's very happy with what been able to do for him. And I put a lot of that on you. So I appreciate your help with building our Marketing Firepower website for him and, again, making this a true success. So is there someone you want to speak to or a client you want to speak about that maybe didn't know they really needed a website, but once they had it, things changed
I
drastically?
exactly. I do a lot of work for the Fairview Tavern, and when I first got involved years ago, he did have a website, wasn't being updated, looked old, 1972 looking website, like a lot of smaller businesses. And he's like, we do things on social media. That seems to be fine. We get a lot of repeat customers and whatnot. But he broke down one day and said, you know what? Maybe we should do the website. So we built the website, and there's a lot going on at the Fairview Tavern. This is one of the few restaurants out there that has number one, they have their regular static menu.
Right.
They do daily specials. They do weekly blue plate specials. There's live music, and on Wednesdays they do chef specials.
Right.
So these things are constantly changing, and there are a lot of people. And I, speaking from example, if they see me in the Fairview Tavern and they know that I haven't updated something on the website, they'll be like, "Hey, Howard, you didn't update, the chef specials menu. It's 4 o'clock, and they start at 4 o'clock, and you didn't put that menu." This literally happened last week. It was just a really busy day. We usually have the menu up earlier in the day, but people they don't want to go. A lot of these people don't want to go to the Facebook page to see that. They want to go right to the website.
Well, they don't have to file through junk. They don't
Yeah,
have to get into political statements and
right.
messages when they're trying to find just something
Exactly,
simple.
exactly. They don't have to scroll back or let me search for the Fairview Tavern in Facebook. They can just go right to the website, click a button, boom, out pops that menu that they're looking for.
And it's a live one. It's the
Yes.
one that they know is, hey, this is this week, unless it's not, and they gotta call you out, make sure that you
Right,
get it.
right.
But the idea is that's the right one at all times. And
Mhm.
that's the beautiful thing about, again, having that site and making it your narrative.
Yeah. I mean, people are signing up for email blasts. We do a weekly email blast that we send out, and, people are signing up from the website, from the things that we do inside the business. So, and these are people that we didn't buy an email list. These people are saying, I want to be on this list because I want that information.
Hey, they truly opted in.
They opted in.
That's the critical thing. There's a lot of people that want to take those shortcuts, but a- again, if it's going back to our first client that finds them, they get the postcard. It again, what is it? 1 or 2% would be actually somebody that would take action on that.
Mhm.
Well, when they took action, you know that you're interested.
Exactly.
Instead of trying to bombard people like all the messages that are happening
Right.
every day, all day, it's people that actually want this. And that's the cool thing about, especially an email list that somebody opted into. They want it. They want it so badly, they're going to make sure it's updated. I
Yes.
think that's incredible. So that's another one. I think it's a big win for you, for the Fairview Tavern,
Oh, for
and
sure.
and really, ultimately, you're serving the customer. Can
Yes.
you imagine that?
Yes.
Serving the customer,
Certain
making them
accounts.
happy, giving them what they
Yeah.
want, what they deserve, what they're using their hard-earned money on.
Because they can always go to the website, look at the menu without having to scroll through however many posts. They can see I'm coming in because I want this. I want to see this band. They tap this new beer flavor. I'm coming in for that again without having to scroll through all kinds of stuff.
No, I absolutely love it.
Direct target,
Exactly.
marketing firepower.
Absolutely. So another one I wanna talk about is I have some clients that struggle with actually, and I even struggle with this a little bit myself, but I have clients that struggle big time, especially when they're ones that are out in the field and taking those shots. So we talked about our first client that, man, they're getting those before and after shots all the time.
Mhm.
But I have multiple other clients that struggle with that. Can you speak to, again, how important that is so that you can have that not only for social media, but for your website and really what it takes to get that done?
Well, I mean, people again, they're looking for information. They want to see, okay, well, this is what they did to this house, or this is how they did this job, and that proof lives on your website. Again, without having to search through, a bunch of posts. It's a direct target right to the website. They can get that information that they're looking for. It's always there, unless you, for some reason, take it down. but it's
Yes,
always there. And
absolutely.
it should be continually updated
Yeah,
because you might do a job for somebody. Like going back to the painting, maybe you painted the outside of the house. Maybe that customer doesn't realize, what if they do cabinets?
right,
So they go back to the website. Oh, guess what? They do cabinets. You get another job,
right.
repeat business.
Exactly. And I have an HVAC client that he gets lots of reviews, and there's a reason that Google asks for who gives those reviews to actually put photos up. Again,
Hmm.
proof is in the pudding.
Right.
Not only are the words good, but pictures mean 1,000
They
words.
do.
If you can have those before and after, or even just the after, hey, look what the heck happened at our property. Look what happened in a case study, for
Hmm.
instance, in the B2B space, some of my world that I help a lot of people with, or even in these stories that we tell. We can actually show and tell those things. I try to do that on a weekly basis in my social medias and then
Hmm.
driving it back to my website. But really, if you can show those, there's a lot more proof in those pictures than people tend to believe. And I know it's difficult for some clients to do that. But if needed, that's where, again, marketing firepower can help in a lot of ways. We're here for people to do it yourself. Use our platform. But if they need our help, we can do that along with them.
Yep.
We can do that for them. If a client is out there and somebody really needs help, my short answer is always yes. What can we do to make this work for you? And we can go out there and get those before and after photos or after
Yeah,
photos or
for sure.
whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. We can take videos on
Hmm.
jobs.
Hmm.
We can do whatever it takes to make that happen. So not only is marketing firepower the idea of our platform, but we have a multitude of services that can really help to activate that brand, as we'll say, and I'll say it over and over again. The marketing firepower aspect of my company bomb image is to activate that brand. We have brand firepower, which is the strategy. We do that first. We talk about brand, we talk about messaging, but the actual activation is all of these things. And again, driving back to somebody's website, they own it. It's their piece of real estate on the web,
Yes.
and I cannot stress it enough. I know you'd probably hit me over the head if I didn't say it enough, but websites are truly important, and we're here to help you make that happen. It does not have to be expensive. It certainly can be, but we have lots of options that can be very affordable for anybody that wants to be in business and actually grow their business.
Mhm.
We can take whatever kind of budget somebody has for marketing and make it work for them. Obviously, you have to have a budget. We can help
Yes.
figure that out
Yes.
as well. We're not here to sell, but we're here to serve. So, any other words you
100%.
have on this as far as we're talking kind of the real world website aspect things?
I would just say if you catch this video somehow, some way, and you don't have a website set up, really, we don't bite.
We do not bite. We're here to serve, as I said, and we'd make it work for you in a variety of ways and capacities. So, I guess on that note, Howard, anything else?
We're here to help you build your brand, build your business. It's really that simple. It's just we both get a thrill out of that. There's no better thrill for us than to step back and say we helped that business build
Absolutely.
their business.
Absolutely. So, until we see you on a future episode of the MFP Show, so long.
We'll see you soon.